Good morning, trading world. It is February 22nd, 2023, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. The title for today's outlook: and the sellers came marching in, all nice and orderly. Everyone is trying to get ahead of the Fed. And everyone that is trying to get ahead of the Fed continues to be wrong. I have been preaching not to believe the government-backed reports, especially on inflation. Investors thought that since we had a tick down a month ago on CPI that it would be a sign the Fed would let up. Sorry, but the mega market cap companies are telling us during their earnings calls that prices are still high and guiding us to prepare for more slowdowns ahead. I may be a little ahead on my forecast, but it's a fight against the emotional cycle and the narrative being pushed by national media that we are okay and entering into another bull market. Yesterday we fell a good distance, fast but orderly. So I expect some range-bound trade today as we try to build up energy to move again. Remember, in Tuesday's outlook, I said we would go down a lot. I may have omitted the consolidation part between going down a lot then going down a little more. But today begins the consolidation phase that will happen over the next 2 days. Let's get to the key levels to watch for today. Alright, here we are back with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, we have our jack resistance at 399 to the 400 area. Queen resistance 401 to the 402 area, and then king resistance 403 to the 406 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 398 to the 397 area, queen support 396 to the 395 area, and then king support 394 to the 392 area. The main thesis for today is bearish, closing below the 399.09 with a projected target low of between 398 and 392. The alternate thesis is bullish, closing above the 399.09 with a projected target high of between 399 and 405. The main channel we are in is from 397 up to 416. The main channel below is 397 down to 379. Yesterday, market strength and breadth gapped down and stayed down on the day. I expect a similar range being pinned to lows for most of the day. We may have, or not may, we have dissonance between the technical side, which is bullish, and the quant side, which is bearish. Let me go back and address the market strength and breadth. I do at this point kind of expect a little bit of a gap up, but I still expect it to be range bound, where we're going to go back and forth on market strength and breadth. We're going to build up a little strength to push up off the lows, but eventually coming back to visit somewhere close to the lows, but ultimately forming a a range bound day that has a bullish tilt to it or bullish bias to it. So as we build the range and push higher, the lows that we make will be higher. So higher highs, higher lows as we build this range bound session in the strength and breadth department. That brings us to the scenarios of the day. All right, our first and most probable scenario is going to be our range day structure. We can have a push up and begin to consolidate around the jack or queen resistance area and push back down at some point to revisit close to lows later in the day. So that is our range day type structure. Our next scenario could be our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push higher toward the jack or queen resistance area, find midday chop around either the queen or king resistance before going back down with the same energy or force we went up with the first part of the day. Also, just to be aware, there could be a vice versa alert on the rounded reversal day type structure. We could get what will look to be a continuation into something like this on the day. And that's pretty much the opposite look, where we would get a continued push lower toward the jack or queen support area, find our midday chop, more than likely around the queen support area, and then get a push back up with the same amount of energy or force that we came down with the first part of the day. So that is the vice versa outlook on the rounded reversal day type structure. All right, our last and least likely scenario today is going to be the trend day up. We could open gap up and start with a push back toward the previous close, represented by the blue line. We find support on or before that previous close, then begin the trend up for the day. We find midday chop around either the possible queen or king resistance area, and we usually have what appears to be a head fake to start the second part of the day, where it looks like we're going to continue the primary trend of the morning, which would be up, but at some point we get a reversal and fade into the close. So that is our trend day up scenario. These are the scenarios that I will be preparing for today in this order. As always, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have. We do this by knowing and understanding the risk that we have on in each position and managing that risk in accordance to our account size. I hope this helps. Please be safe. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.